posterity. Well, I want to say good evening, everybody, and thank you for being here. Uh, this is our MD2 GAT Area 1A uh, Zoom meeting, and we do this meeting on the first Thursday of every month for MD2. We will not, just to let you know, we will not do this meeting on the first Thursday of the month in November because we will have already had, that will be right after or right before that'll be right before our council meeting, and we'll just do whatever we need to discuss while we're there at the Council of Governors meeting in San Angelo. So we won't do that. But it is the first Thursday of every month. Use the same link. We're not going to change the link. So the link you have here tonight will be that same link that we'll use for here on out in this. Kind of some things that I want to talk about this evening, and that we'll go over. We're going to talk about some great successes that Texas is having right now, that MD2 is having, and we'll talk about some things we might need to work on a little bit. But for the most part, it is an opportunity for me to let you know what Lions Clubs International, more specifically, what Mission 1.5 is bringing to us or asking of us. And also, it is an opportunity for me to relate to you information coming from the executive committee of Lions Clubs International as they direct us to provide that information to you. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen to begin with here. And we'll get up here and we're going to say, as we say all this, welcome to everybody. For here at Mission, we're on a mission to grow, and Mission 1.5 is how we're going to get there. So that's kind of the basis that we look at the entire way. We are truly on a mission to grow. And I have to say thank you to the governors and your teams this year, and to MD2 GAT for the awesome work that you're doing. I mean, look at the number of clubs we've put in so far this year already, this first quarter. Look at our numbers, and you guys are on fire. All of you are on fire, and continue that. So we're on a mission to grow, and I want to keep, and I'm going to ask you to please stay focused, laser focused on that mission to grow. This evening, what we're going to cover for the agenda is, as we just did, the welcome. We're going to talk a little bit about 1.5 and new member target numbers. I'm going to talk about that. You're going to get some information on that, but not tonight. I'm not going to give you those numbers, but I'm going to talk about it just a little bit. We're going to talk about first quarter goals to actual, some items of interest to pass on to you, and then district reports. And that's where we're going to get into the opportunity to let each one of you do a little bragging, talk about some things that you're doing well, share your successes. If you have an issue, if you're needing some support from somewhere, now that'd be the time to make sure that you do that. But more importantly, it's your time to talk about your district and what's going on in your district. So we'll start this here. We have all accepted the Mission 1.5 challenge, and there's absolutely no doubt that MD2 has risen to that challenge. And I want to congratulate MD2. You have set the bar high, and you and you are also the leaders of leading all of the other MDs within Constitution Area 1. And you're not just leading by a little bit, you're leading by a lot. The closest in new club growth and attainment is 3 new clubs started out of 1 GAT area. Not an MD, a GAT area. You brought in 9 new clubs as an MD for our GAT area. And your efforts are leading the way because and because of those efforts, GAT Area 1A leads all other 7 GAT areas. And I want to congratulate you for that, because I didn't do it. You did it, and you deserve that. You deserve the congratulations. You deserve thanks, and all the platitudes that we can give you. You deserve every bit of it. Excuse me. 5 districts account for 9 new clubs within that has been chartered during their first quarter of this year. X3 is leading the pack, and Pritesh, congratulations, great job. 3 new clubs already. That equals out to one new club per quarter. That's awesome, Governor. That's just excellent work. X3 follows that along with S4 with 2 new clubs this year. Again, uh, uh, Governor Randy and Governor Madeline, great work that you've done there. I cannot tell you how thrilled we are that you've been able to bring in those new clubs, and it shows in your membership, and it's just great to see that happen. And I hope that we see some more. And then we have A2 and T3 who kind of rounded out with 1 club each, and uh, it's good to see. It's good to see those governors step forward and do that. I can't tell you, Governor Josh and also Governor Patsy, the work that you've done and to bring those new clubs in. And I know that there's new work going on right now in a couple of out in T3 for another new club to go in. I know there's some other work going on in A2 for another new club to be put in there. And we also have a new club application that was just put in just a couple of days ago. So you can see that MD2 is moving. We're doing everything that we know how to do to move forward and to put new clubs into our districts. That's just breathing new life into districts, folks. I mean, the more new clubs we put in there, the more service that we can provide to those communities, the more service that we provide, more members that we get. That just gives us more opportunity to bring in new leadership and new leadership opportunities. And that's really what this whole thing is all about, is moving us forward in membership and moving our association forward. So please continue to do the work that you're doing there. And let's see here. Mission 1.5. MD2 realizes membership growth right now of a plus 299 Lions for this Lions year. That is tremendous. Now, that's not to say that we don't have some challenges in front of us. At the beginning of this month, and as we began the second quarter, we were up over 300, about 315, and we kind of dropped off. We've had some losses, so we need to refocus that and make sure that we continue to bring in new Lions, not just new clubs, but continue to bring in new Lions. And MD2 currently has 9 of its 16 districts that realize a positive in membership growth, and that's phenomenal. That's over half of our districts that are positive in growth, and of the 7 districts that are negative, 2 are within, believe it or not, just 3 members. One district just needs 1 new member, and 1 district needs 3 new members, and they will be positive. So if we could get those 2 districts to bring in a couple of new people, by gosh, then we're going to have 11 out of 16 districts. I think the goal, and I think all of us will probably agree with that, agree with this, is that the goal should be to have all 16 districts in positive numbers. And all of this has not happened but because of the work that some folks may have done here or there. This is all because of district governors doing the work that they're doing, the teams that you have put into place, and also by the MD2 GAT. My hat's off to past Council Chair Scott and the membership growth we've done here. Hats off to past District Governor Ronnie Martin and the work that he is doing, and also to past District Governor Jerry Watley and the work that he is doing to help new clubs get brought into MD2. So thank you for that, everyone. Yeah, let's see here. Get on down here. This is kind of a recap. I hope you can see this. This is a recap of where we are of goals versus actual. And this comes right off of insights. And so that you might have an understanding of what you're looking at here. Blue indicates that blue line indicates what the goal is. The light blue line indicates the actual. The gray line indicates where we were last year. And that big old purple bar, that is mission 1.5. So you can kind of see where we are as we relate to mission 1.5. And as you can see in new clubs, while every one of you can go in there and take a look at that, you'll see that new clubs underneath mission 1.5 shows that we will bring in a grand total of 23 clubs this year. District governors, you have, based upon your district goals that you have submitted, you have stated that you will bring in 30. And we didn't back that down to meet the target for mission 1.5. We wanted to leave that 30 there because that's where you said you want to be, and we want to see you get there. As a matter of fact, I think, and Pastor Governor Ronnie may slap my hand for this, but I actually think we can exceed 30 this year with the way and the pace you're on. If we keep going the way we're going, you could exceed that 30 number by one or two, maybe even three more clubs. So let's see if we can do that. We're going to talk about real quickly is about the new member number that are new member targets that have been put out by Lions Clubs International, the mission 1.5. If you'll take a look at the new member box that we have there. That new member box says that for MD2, we will bring in 3.7 or 3,700 new members this year in MD2. So far, we've brought in about 800. Our goal is to bring in 2,500 new members. So you can see that target that has been set for us by Lions Clubs International is quite above what our actual goals are. And I will repeat to you, I will tell you exactly what I told the international group last night. We had our worldwide reporting day was yesterday on mission 1.5. And I will tell you exactly what I have told to them is that, yes, we recognize that there is a target for new member growth that has been set by Lions Clubs International. However, MD2 has set a target of 2.5 thousand members. With that, if we take what we have set as a target, we meet our goal for new club growth that will put MD2 with 1,060 new members this year. Now, that sounds like an awful lot, but the way that you people are moving forward with this, I think we have a great shot at getting close to that. I don't know how anyone could ask any more of MD2 than what we're doing right there. So I said, while you may have some targets established for MD2, we're going to continue to look at our goals that we have set for that our governors have set. I'm not going to ask them to adjust anything to match the target. So, and we've already had it. And Prakash, you did ask that question to me, and I wanted you to know that we're not going to ask you to up those new members. I actually think you're probably going to, most of you will get there without even thinking about it. If we take a look at clubs reporting service, well, we're all right. We need to move. We need to do a little bit better. We're not getting as many clubs reporting this year as we had last year. And if you take a look also at club officers trained, we are about the same that we were last year. We had 10% of our officers were trained last year at the club level. Right now, we have 11% of those that are trained at the club level. And I can tell you that one of the members of my team, past District Governor Larkin, who takes care of the area GMA portion for us, and does this wonderful analysis of retention analysis report for us. I think he would probably tell you that there are some areas that we need some training done in the at the secretary club secretary level. It's strictly because we're still dropping members because of non-attendance, and we're also dropping members because of non-payment. And those members are less than 1 year as a lion before we drop them. So there's some things that we need to work on that I think that we could probably help and adjust and take a look at, and we could probably salvage a few more lines than what we have there. But overall, I think we look fairly good here. I think we're moving in the right direction, and that again is just a testament to the work that y'all are doing.
Can I interject, Chris?
Yes, you can. Go right ahead.
If you go back to that slide you just showed. Yeah, it shows new members as 800.
Right.
Actually, it should be 1194.
Well, this is coming off of Insights, and I know it's a little bit. I know it's 1194. I'm just showing you what comes off Insights, so they're a little bit behind, but
yeah, but that's quite a bit of difference. There's over 300.
Yeah, 300. I understand that, and this is one of the reasons that we don't like to use Insights for all of our tracking, because they're not always up to date. But this is what Lions Clubs International is hanging their hat on, is through Insights. And this is when you go in there to take a look at Mission 1.5, you will also see a separate area for Mission 1.5 in Insights. So we know they're still working. They're going to get the numbers there. They'll get it right. But this is as you can see, there's a little bit of growing pains that they're having to go through there. So we'll play the game with them a little bit. We know what our numbers are, and believe me, you folks at MD2 know exactly where your numbers are. So thank you, Vinod, for bringing that to everybody's attention. Appreciate it. A couple of items of interest that I think are really quite important to know about, and one of them is the Jesse Robinson Cup winner, or the Cup Award. I can't see everybody's hands, but if you don't know about the Jesse Robinson Cup Award, it is an award that has been reestablished. It was reestablished last year by immediate past international president Brian, and he brought that back. And it is an award that talks about two things. One is the number that it is based upon percentage of growth to your district. It does not mean the highest number of growth is the highest percentage of growth. So you can have districts that may not have a whole lot of people in them, but if they have a good high percentage of growth, then they're eligible to compete for that award. But if you would like to know more about that award and what all the particulars are to it, and you want to promote that, and I would ask you to promote that award within your district, I've asked past District Governor Terry Harkey to please share the link for that information and that will be in the chat box for you if you want to grab that link. Next thing is membership development grant. We're not doing great on applying for or requesting for membership development grants in MD2. And while it is great that we're doing so well and it's in our growth, and it's great that we're bringing in new clubs, right now out of 16 districts, we have one district with an approved membership development grant, and we have two districts that have grants that are pending approval for the October committee. Now, normally this grant runs out quick. That's always been the thing. You had to get your request in quickly to get the grant. It's up to a $1,500 grant per district, and that's not a full 15. It's a 25-75 match. So the district will have to support 25% of that amount, and LCI will support 75% up to $1,500. But this year, because of Mission 1.5, if your district puts in a grant request for the membership development grant, you dot all the I's, you cross all the T's, you do the things they ask for, they will award that grant this year. I don't want to walk all the way out on that plank or on that limb and say there's not a cap on the amount of money, but according to membership grant department, according to the GAT desk sitting back there in Chicago, you submit a grant and you've met all the criteria that they look for, they're going to approve that grant. So, and why is that important? It is important because if you're going to put new clubs in, there's going to be some costs involved in those new clubs. You might have to send a team to go somewhere, and they're going to have to eat lunch. They're going to have to eat. Maybe got to stay overnight. Maybe there's going to be some cost in transportation. These are ways to help cover the costs. You can build those costs in for that grant, and then that way it's not coming directly out of your district's budget. You're using some money that you've gotten out of the grant to help cover those costs. Or maybe you want to do some membership drive pins, or maybe you want to there's something that your district wants to do to help increase or grow membership, or it's going to, whether it be through new club or whether it be through just membership growing. You can use that grant to help cover some of those costs. So please, if your district has not submitted a membership development grant, please do so. Do so in the next week. It doesn't take a whole lot for you to do that grant, to write that grant. It's pretty straightforward. But please take the time to do that. It's money that your district. I mean, I don't know of any district that doesn't need any extra money. It's a good way to get some extra money into the district coffers, especially in that admin side. And again, if you need to know anything at all about that grant, past District Governor Terry will share that link in the chat. So if you want to grab that link, you can grab it from there. Next is the take the global membership approach training. There are two places. The one that she is going to put up for the link for you to grab will be the link that will take you to the global membership approach landing page for Lions Clubs International. There is a ton of information in there. If you have really not taken the time to visit that, I would strongly encourage you. I would strongly encourage your seconds to take the time to do that. Take the time for your zone chairs to go in and visit that page. Also, there's a fairly pretty easy, but it's but it is fairly comprehensive. In Lions Learning Center, there's a great course on global membership approach, and if you have not taken that course, take the time to do so, and encourage your club presidents to take that course. And Terry, again, if you would please put that up into the link, I'd appreciate it very much. Here's one. Make the most of your club visits. I mean, all of you are going out there trying to put in trying to get to see your clubs. Make the most of those visits. Find out things that are going on within the club. How about there's a cheat sheet in this little link that is being provided in the chat for you. There's a little cheat sheet that's on that web page, kind of give you some bullet points to when you go to visit a club, that it kind of lets them know that you know a little bit about them and that you're not coming in cold and coming in blind. So it's kind of a good way to break the ice with them as you go to make those club visits. Next one is to everything you need to know to start a new club. For those of you who are not going to be, that are going out there trying to start that new club without having our GETs to go out there with you, or if you have some GETs that need to have a little bit of refresher training, if you will, on going out, starting new clubs. The link that is being provided for you it takes you to Lions Clubs International page, landing page for start a new club. It's got a ton of information with a great toolkit and every tool that you can ever imagine for you and your team to go out and start a new club. And the last one on there is encourage Leo to Lion transition. Uh, that's one of the things that we don't do very well. Is that we do not transition our Leos to Lions as well as I think we could. This landing page, and Terry will put that link up for that if you want to grab that. That landing page gives you that whole thing gives you a great understanding about some best practices on how to transition a Leo to Lion. I think it's just excellent. It really is. It's a PDF. It's not a full landing page. The landing page is gonna take you to a place that has three different PDFs. There'll be one that will call that is in there called Leo to Lion transition best practices. Grab that PDF and share that with your Lions clubs, especially your clubs that have Leos or that within the club or that have Leos within the community, or if they're sponsoring a school Leo club. It's a great way to try to figure out how to transition, give you some good ideas on how to transition those Leos into Lions. So I just think it's a good idea. Just some items of interest I thought that you might be able to use. If you can use them, great. If you don't want them, that's no problem either. We're just making sure that you get that information so you have it to use it at your disposal. Second quarter. How is your district in comparison to the goals that you've submitted? And do you think that you need to make some adjustments to your action plans? If you notice, I didn't say on that bullet point there, do you need to make some adjustments to your goals? I think your goals that you've set are all fine goals. I think if you're going to adjust anything, adjust the plans, not the goal. That means your action plan just isn't working yet. So if you need to make some adjustments, make your adjustments now. Just and if you want to make your adjustments and you want to submit those to Lions Clubs International again, so they can be incorporated into your new or into the original set of goals that you submitted, you can do that. And I think that I've already sent all of you an email that had the information on it for you to be able to do that. If you did not get that email or you don't have it or whatever, just let me know. I will resend that email to all the district governors again to make sure that they have that. But again, it's not about changing your goals. It's about adjusting your action plans. So please make sure you take a look at that and see if your plans are going to get you to where you want to be in order to meet your goals. If you haven't started a new club by the end of this quarter, you're going to be behind the 8 ball. So it's time to start working. If you've not started working on that new club, it's time to start now. Because even though there's 3 months in the quarter, in essence, you only have about 2 months of actual time to work. You have two fairly important occurrences that are going to happen. You're going to have Thanksgiving that's going to come around in November. We also have a Council of Governors meeting that's going to come around in November. And then we're going to have Christmas. And as we all know, that starts about a week or maybe 2 weeks before the end of December, when people start celebrating for Christmas and things start slowing down. And it's hard to get and meet with people. So your window's kind of short. So if your goal is to put in a club this quarter, you need to get busy with it, please. Is your team aware and committed to the district goals? And is the global membership approach being implemented at the club level? Again, as we have talked about all year long so far, and you will continue to hear this as we go through the year. Mission 1.5, there are two tenets, if you will, to Mission 1.5. One is new club development, and the other is a global membership approach. Those are the two things, the two roads, the two paths, if you will, that Lions Clubs International, our international president, Dr. Patty Hill, has literally put every bit of their every bit they have into those two hats in order to grow membership and to meet that challenge of 1.5 million Lions by June the 30th of 2027. So you got a little bit of work to do, and again, if you have not you haven't started that new club, now's the time to do so. And if you have not started implementing the GMA process at the club level, get your zone chairs trained in GMA and get them out there to get that put into clubs. If you need help in getting your zone chairs trained, we have a bunch of folks within MD2 that can help you train your zone chairs. Reach out to past District Governor Vinod, who is your GMA champion for MD2, and I feel sure that he can get a team put together, or himself, or ask some other people to come in and do some training for your zone chairs. But it is critical that we get that down to the club level. And finally, we're going to get to the part where I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to let all of you talk to me a little bit about this is for district reports. We're going to talk about new club development, what you have going on right now, what you might have in the works, those things that you're doing. Club branches, if you have any club branches that you know of that's working, that your clubs are working on. Do you have any priority clubs that you've actually put in as priority clubs, and have you got a team together and have a plan for those priority clubs? Club rebuilds. Have you done any more club rebuilds this year? And if you're doing so, let's talk about them a little bit and find out, are we really trying to rebuild a club that is never going to get there? Are we trying to hold on to a club just because it's been around for a long time? We have not seen any more than 2 or 3 members over the last 3 years. Maybe it's time to start a new club in that area. And finally, membership growth events that for October of 2023, because you all know this is membership drive month. So those are the things I'd like for you to discuss and talk about. So I will stop sharing my screen, and I'm just going to kind of go through where I'm looking at district governors across my screen. So as they come up, the very first one that comes up on my screen is District Governor Madeline. So you get to be the first one, Madeline. So if you would like to talk a little bit about what's going on in S4.
Well, we're kind of working on all of that. I've been talking a little bit about branches as I've been visiting clubs, and this is something that they weren't very aware of. And we do have some folks that have some differing ideas than the club that's already there. So a branch is gaining interest. We have several clubs that have 7 or less members, so we're working really hard on getting them revitalized. We do have members that want to hang on to those clubs, but they're needing help in recruiting. So past District Governor Ronnie and our team are working on making visits to them and getting that redone. We've got several areas for new clubs, either that we had one a number of years ago that closed, or there hasn't been one in a couple of areas that we're exploring. And again, past District Governor Ronnie and I have been talking about those, and we've got some pretty solid plans in place for those areas. We, as far as events, we have some ideas. We don't have anything concrete, but we have lots of folks that are putting some ideas down. So that's probably within the next 4 days, I should be hearing concretely what they want to do about that.
That sounds good. And you know, if you could at some point in time, if there's some, while all club growth events may seem like they're unique to just to our district, there might be some stuff that's there that could be a benefit to some of the other districts. So if you could share that either through your group's webpage or communication channels that you got your group, your district governors use, or through our MD2 GMA Facebook page, whatever, but share that, because I guarantee you're going to, I know your district is going to have some pretty interesting ideas and some stuff that some other districts might be able to use. So,
Well, we
and
did
I
have
appreciate.
I'm sorry. We had an ice cream social last month. One of our clubs did, and there was a lot of interest that was generated during that event. It was a daytime event on a Saturday, and it took a little while for those routes to take, but we did get 2 of the applications from that event today. So it's working.
Great, that's great. And Governor Madeline, I want to again thank you and say congratulations on what a great start you've had to the year. Please keep it up, and please know that and I'll give my little speech about what we can do for you later, but please keep it up. Congratulations, great job. Thank you so much, District Governor Madeline. Gonna go over here to well, as I go through all this, I'm going to go to X1 and District Governor Prakash. So, Governor, it's all you.
Okay, thank you for giving me this opportunity. First of all, actually, we are pretty busy. Last couple of months, I was really busy calling all the clubs, all my team members. That's the reason we were able to charter 3 clubs. And I'm working on 1 more clubs now. Hopefully it will come, we will apply by December, and 1 in January. That's my goal, if it goes well. Everything is going well. I'm getting a lot of support from the clubs. The membership has gone up. I think we have 126 up this year. I think that's a very good number, but December is coming, and June, we have to wait for the June. Those are the things that scares me a little bit. And actually, you know what? Let me talk something about the Leo to Lions Club. Actually, one of those 3 clubs is a student club, and on that student clubs, majority are Leo to Lions members. Because we had a lot of Leos. I approached almost all the Leo clubs and who crossed their age limit, that's 18 years old. I invited them, and now they joined, they created a new club. And I think that is very easy. I suggest you all to apply that, method. Just talk to all the previous Leos. It's very easy to establish a Leo to Lions club. And I also chartered a ladies club, since there is 1 ladies club in my district now, but that it has only 3 members. So it was very easy for me to convince them, because they are going to be the first ladies club in my district, active I'm talking about. So that went pretty well. And membership grant, we already applied for that $2,000 plus $500 from our part. So total $2,000. Hopefully it will be approved. And we have a plan to use that amount on December the 9th. We are planning to organize a membership booth on that day, plus the Christmas event at the same time. So that will be a big crowd, invite all the clubs, all the potential members. And it's a kind of Christmas celebration plus the membership drive. What else? We had a food distribution district project that's going on this Saturday, actually, October the 8th in Mabank. We all are going there. Hopefully we will have some more new members at that time. That's what I'm expecting. Let's see how it goes. But overall, we are on the right track, and I'm getting a lot of help from the district leaders like Binod. He's helping us in each and every steps. PCC John, I'm getting a lot of help from him. Esmeralda is there, so I have a very strong team. hopefully my district will go well this year. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Kesh. I appreciate that very much. And to you also, congratulations. And my goodness, have you set the bar high? Three clubs in the first quarter. I mean, that's a pretty stellar performance. And thank you. Appreciate that. Yes, you're up. As of this morning or let's say this afternoon, you were at a plus 127. So you're kind of also leading the pack of all the districts within our GAT area, which encompasses 35 districts. So congratulations, man. Keep up the good work, and please keep your team focused on that. Great job.
Thank you.
You betcha. Let's see as I go through here for district governors. Oh my goodness. I'm going to go to Randy, District Governor Randy. So if you wouldn't mind, please, DG Randy.
Yes. How are y'all today?
We're good.
Awesome. So we are working on rebuilding a current club in the Waco area. They did turn in their charter last year, so now we're going to go back, see what we can do to rebuild that club. Unfortunately, in the last couple of weeks, I got notice of another club in the area that is wanting to turn in their charter. Majority of the members want to transfer to another club in the area, which is fine. So the district team and I talked, and the thought process is, okay, let's see if we can, at least save the charter and rebuild it, rebrand it as a virtual club. We don't have a virtual club in the district, and I think it's a great opportunity to possibly recapture some of those lines that have left in the last few years due to whatever reason. Being a virtual club just gives a lot of more options and availability to those members that, maybe felt constrained with a meeting time and a meeting place, and give them that option to still be Lions, but be virtual and still serve in their communities.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'll go ahead.
I'm just going to say 2 new clubs already this year. You guys are knocking it out of the park. And you're at plus, was it 53 that I just read this today? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm cheating. You're plus 55. So what a great start. And you put together an excellent team, and it's good to see that you and your team are out as a group throughout your district. I think that tells a huge story about how you're able to get the buy-in that you all of y'all have been able to get in this year. So excellent work there, Governor Randy.
Well, thank you so much. And one thing that I stress a lot when going to clubs is to live your story out loud. Whether that's being friends about what you're involved in with Lions Club, but putting it out there on social media, it's such a huge driver, and we've seen such huge success with getting new Lions into the organization by seeing what you're doing in your community. And no one's looking for a pat on the back, but we're definitely looking for the recognition in our communities, and when we do that, then you get a lot of feedback. It's just very simple things. I was taking, dry cleaning to the cleaners the other day, and the guy's like, "Hey, I saw that your club was doing blah, blah, blah the other day." I said, "Absolutely. We would love to have you come to a service project that we're having next month." It's just, small conversations, but it's because I put something out there that I'm not even, friends with, but, other groups on, in the community share our pages and share our posts, and it just gets the word out. And it's crazy, the little things that takes 2 seconds to share a post or to post something on Facebook or Instagram or whatever social media platform you're using to get the word out about the service projects that you're doing in your community, and it speaks volumes.
It does, and it truly does. And again, thank you very, very much for all the work that you and your team are doing, and please keep up that very good work. As I move around here, I'm probably gonna put some people on this thing on, oh no, don't call on me, but because you're representing your district, I'm gonna call on you. So The first one I'm going to call on is Second Vice District Governor Nan from A2. I'm going to ask you to do a little bragging on and what's going on in A2.
Well, I don't know if I could be doing any bragging. We have
Well,
we
yeah,
have
you
our
can.
district meeting this weekend. I know I've seen email traffic about a particular club that has insufficient membership to maintain its charter, and I guess their charter was just revoked. But I have not seen, and I know some people are working on establishing new clubs, but I don't have a lot of details on that.
Well, I can tell you, I know that you guys have already brought in one new club this year. You had the San Antonio Yellow Rose, something a lot, but the name might be a little bit off there. But you have a new club that you brought in already this year, and I know that Governor Josh and that entire and y'all's entire team have been doing some really very good work, and I do know that he has if my memory is right, you guys do have a couple of prospects in the works. One more for the before the end of this month, and something in third quarter. It seems to be what I remember the report being. But is there anything that you in particular think that you'd like to share with this group about maybe some things you're doing well, or or maybe it's something that you have a challenge with that maybe this group could help you with?
Well, I didn't come to this meeting prepared to talk, so
That's okay. And you know what? It's all right. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. So I appreciate you taking the ball and trying to run with it. So thank you. That's
well,
great.
I just showed up because I got an invite. I didn't know I was representing District Governor Josh or anything. I thought I was just showing up because I'm a second vice district governor. I'm here to learn.
Well, you know what? That's how we learn, is by fire, isn't it? You did fine, Vice Governor Nan. You did just fine. Don't worry about anything at all. And I appreciate you picking up that ball and trying to run. Let's see here. I'm going to go to S3, and I'm going to call on First Vice District Governor Jeff.
All righty then. So, as you mentioned earlier, our District Governor Stephen's working on a club right now. I'm kind of feeling my way through. I'm working on one here in New Braunfels, kind of on the west end of town. Kind of looking as a cultural club over there and trying to got some old high school friends that grew up in that neighborhood and live over there. And so I'm trying to get them maybe to try to get a club in that area. Also working on trying to rebuild the Marion Club. We've got an in with the school district over in Marion. So we're going to maybe try to look at maybe doing a specialty club with the teachers or something there in the school district. And then as far as GMA approach, a lot of that stuff I've done in my career over business, but I'm also a firm believer of, practicing what I preach. So I'm kind of taking the GMA approach, learning it step by step, and I'm going to start practicing it with my own club and starting there first, so that next year when I'm a district governor, I can go forward to other clubs, say, hey, I've done this. It works. I've used it in my own club and we've been successful at it. So that's just some of the things we're working on as a district and I'm working on personally.
Do you have a in the New Braunfels club that you're working on, do you have any idea of when you think you might be submitting a new club application, or when is your target for that?
I've been about every week I've been touching base with my friend. I'm hoping next week I'm going to reach out to her this weekend and see if she's got about 20 people we can get together. Maybe next week or the week after is when I'm looking at trying to plan an informational meeting to get them to talk about Lions and then start there. So maybe by the end of the month, maybe in November.
All right, I'm going to kind of push it and say October 30th. How about that?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna push. So we got to make sure we get there for that. So that's good. Vice Governor Jeff, thank you for that. You guys are doing, S3 is doing well. You've got a little bit of a negative in your membership, but your negative is only a -3. overcome that quickly. And as as Governor Stephen let me know quite quite vehemently, the exodus of graduates from the Leo clubs, they don't help those numbers. So, or excuse me, of the campus clubs, they just don't help. So he's back into recruiting some more folks into those campus clubs. So I have no doubt about
Being
that.
picky, I'm gonna blame it on that school up in Austin that's got that ugly burnt orange color, that we call so it's their fault.
Well, you mean that school says hook 'em?
Orange down.
Orange down. There you go. Thank you, Vice Governor Jeff. I appreciate that very much.
Not a problem.
Let's see. Right next to him is First Vice District Governor Bill Simpson. So, Bill, you want to give a little update on S2, please?
Hey there, can you hear me?
We can.
All right. Okay, so where we are. So we are working on 2 new clubs in the district and working on 1 new Leo club. You mentioned the membership grant. We are days away from submitting our membership grant. We've been working on that the last month. And we're also doing a district and club community impact grant, right? That everyone should be eligible for a service project. And I think hopefully next week we'll be submitting that one. But yeah, so right now we just got a team together working on new clubs and working on Leo's clubs. We have them identified. Our target for this year is 2 new clubs and 2 new Leos. And so that we're right now, I would say we're on track for that this year. Overall membership, I think we're -3 net for this year. So that's something we're working on. That's a concern. But as far as extension goes and Leo's, we're currently, I think we're on track for that.
When you talk about extension being on track, can you explain what you mean by that?
Well, we have 2 new clubs. So our goal is 2 new clubs for this year.
Right.
And we have them identified. We have a team put together. We have an action plan for those clubs. We're currently working in those areas.
And
to get
are you willing to share where they might be?
One is well, let's see. One is in the Katy area, and one is in the, I want to say, Sheldon ISD area, south of Kingwood, south of Elmwood. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The two new areas we're working on right now. We have other areas that we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have, I'd say 4 or 5 other areas we have identified. And we have about 4 clubs we want to rejuvenate, make them stronger. And as with every district, our challenge is resources. How many people do we have to work on these things? So we're trying to just prioritize what we're working on and focus on these 2. And if we get those 2, we'll focus on 2 more. I mean, my challenge to the district has been, why stop at 2? Let's keep going. Let's do 6 this year if we can. So we've got other clubs we've identified, and once we get these 2 done, we'll move on to others.
Sounds good. And if you could ask District Governor Neal, or if you wouldn't mind, Vice Governor Bill, sometime between now and Monday, if can kind of if either one of you could send me an email letting me know what your target dates are for those 2 new clubs. In other words, not like second quarter, not like third quarter, but we're looking at a month and kind of an idea of when you're looking at putting in that new club application to start it.
Yeah, we have. So yes, I can. We have, like I said, we have action plans around each of these, and each of those action plans have a charter date, charter night identified. So I can send you that tomorrow, that detail.
Bill, that'd be great. I'd appreciate it much. It is, while all of you may think that's maybe a funny question for me to ask, or maybe why am I asking that? It's because I get asked that question, and I need to be able to
Yeah.
to answer that when I am asked. So, it's
Yeah.
one thing to say I don't know. It's another thing to say I don't know twice. So,
Well, that's the same question I've been asking the teams, right? You know, what's your plan? When's the date?
Right.
And so I've gotten them to give me the details. Yeah, so I can send that to you, because I agree with you. We need to have some sort of target date, right?
Appreciate it, Bill. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Let's move. I'm gonna move down to Dr. Tim for E1. Tim, if you wouldn't mind. Nope, you just muted on me. There you go. You're muted.
He's muted. Yeah. Okay.
I'm unmuted. Okay, I'm unmuted now. Okay. So this whole mute thing's got me rattled just for a second. So what we've been doing here in 2E1 is, well, I'll start off with storyline here. We've been working on Clyde, and we've been working on Baird, and I even got thrown out of a pizza parlor in Baird asking the business owner there about Lions. And so we're kind of stepping back away from those two towns and letting them ferment a little bit. And then, of course, we went and looked at in our 21 counties, where's our population at? And so we started looking at that heavily. And so Eastland, Taylor County, and Erath County in that area seem to be the better part to be looking to where I remember it is. Also the one up at Wichita Falls. And so now we gone through and we're targeting the central Taylor County area where we used to have a club over and trying to think of the name of the town over east of Buffalo Gap there. And so Darla's going to go looking in that area and trying to look in that new population growth area and try to put a club back in there. And then, of course, we've gone over and visited in Santo, and Scott Evans is going to be following up with that superintendent in the school to see if that's turned in anything there. Now, on the most positive view, we've kind of taken a book from Joe Al there, and we've looked back at McMurray, and we've got a new dean of students. And so the story about our club that we had at McMurray about 10 years ago was it kind of stood up on its own for about a year and then fell apart. And the reason why is because the recruitment at McMurray for clubs like that is mostly the kids want to go into what they call the social clubs. Like we have clubs that these social clubs called Kiva, Marcona, and them. And what we found out is that the Lions Club couldn't just compete with these more traditional social clubs they had there. Well, this new dean of students has come in now, and he has wanting all these traditional social clubs now to do service. And so I approached him at the beginning of the year and asked him about trying to get some of these clubs to affiliate with Lions Club. Well, we actually now have Theta Chi. I've been talking with them the last 2 weeks. And the young lady that's actually in my department, that's a minor, she's a major in physics. She's taking all the information now before her club this weekend. And I talked to the club president. And so it looks like we could possibly get Theta Chi to associate with Lions Club. They don't have a national association, so they're looking to associate with as a Lions Club. And that will bring us a 20-member club if they agree to it. And they're also trying to maybe talk the other social club, their men's counterpart, Marcona, into associating with Lions clubs. And according to how this works out, we may either get one club or we may get two clubs out of it. one for the men's group and then one for the women's group. And I'm kind of crossing my fingers that the other 5 social clubs may see this and follow the easiest route and come approach us on getting their own clubs. And the wonderful thing about this is these clubs are self-recruiting. And so we don't have to go push. They will push themselves with their more traditional clubs. We're also, past District Governor Wayne, there's a big push in Henrietta to get the Henrietta Club reestablished. And so that's about where we're at. District-wise, we're at about a -5. Last time we looked, we're at 40 clubs. And so we're hoping and praying that and crossing our fingers that one of these will hit for us and we'll get a club out of it.
Yeah, you're pretty close. You're at -9 as of today. But I got a question for you about the Theta Chi Club. Are they a 501c3 themselves?
I am not too sure exactly what their full association is, because most of the McMurray social clubs, they're not affiliated with anything outside the school. So if they are operating, they're operating under the school's 503c.
Okay. I was just thinking that you might have the opportunity to have to join together instead of trying to get a full 20, and you could do it with 15 and with a little bit less initiation fee on it. But
I'm not going to tell them that. I'm going to see if I get the full 20 out of it.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. Fair enough, Tim. I appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate your report, and thank you for filling in for Darla. I appreciate that very much. Have I missed any district on this call? I don't think I have that we had with us this evening. Before I'm gonna turn this over to a couple of other people. First and foremost, as we started our meeting, this gentleman came into our meeting just as we were starting, so I did not want to stop and start, but I do want to recognize and say thank you to Past International Director Joe Alcone for being with us this evening. And I'm going to ask him if he has any words that he'd like to pass on to this esteemed group.
Muted.
You're still muted, Joe Al. There you go.
Again, sorry I was late getting here. I had an event here in Brenham and ended right at 6, so apologize for that. But I'm excited about the things I hear tonight in the way of new clubs and extension. You know, I've always said it's one thing to have a goal, and too many years I've heard governors set a goal, well, we're going to get 5 new clubs, maybe it's 10, whatever, but they don't have the location. Where are you going to put those clubs? I think you've got to have the location for the club before you say you're going to have a goal of X number of clubs. Now, that is exciting tonight to hear that you're talking about specific areas. I'm also excited because I'm hearing a lot of conversation about Leo clubs. We've got a great Leo chairman this year in Nancy Smith. She's doing a tremendous job. I visited with her a lot. We need to really work on that Leo to line extension. I think we need to get to our Leo advisors in every district because they're the ones working with us. Are they encouraging? Are they placing that Leo in a position to transfer into clubs? Campus clubs, the ideal way. Most of those students are going to go to college. I'm seeing Vice District Governor Jeff, Vice District Governor Bill, and Tim. You've talked about areas, McMurray, and for one, I've sponsored the Blend Club for the last 19 years. A lot of work. It's a lot of work for campus clubs. But here's your key. You can go in and you can actually get 2 clubs. Go in and get a campus club there and talk to a faculty staff Lions Club. And then you've got the faculty and staff promoting the campus club as well and being their sponsor, because that's what it takes. You've got to have someone on that campus who's constantly working on recruiting those young lions into the club. I'm not on my campus anymore. I don't work there, but I spend time up there in doing recruiting for that club. We've put in 20 new members into the Blend Club this year. Those many years, I have the opportunity to transfer those members into Aggie Land Club, which is a tremendous club. Now, Vice District Governor Jeff, we lost the Texas State Club. I've got a lot of members, a lot of students from Blend go to Texas State. I think if we had that campus club reinstated and we had a faculty staff there to work with it, you can keep that club. Vice District Governor Bill Simpson, same things with Sam Houston. We had a club there, somehow it folded, lack of support of, again, that promoting and recruiting and helping that club along by the line sponsor. But I've got a lot of students go to Sam Houston. As I mentioned, Texas State. Of course, a lot of them go to Texas A&M. We're proud of that. But and Tim, with McMurray, you've got with Tarleton right there in your district. That I just think the opportunity is there to grow with campus clubs. They take a lot of work, but if you have the key, let's get a faculty staff club along with the campus club. You've got two clubs in one location, and they're both supporting each other. So I'm excited to hear what's going on, and I think we've got some great prospects for getting to those 30 or 30 plus clubs this year from what I'm hearing tonight. So appreciate you. Thank you for all. And any way I can help anybody, please let me know. Oh, by the way, I will not be with you in San Angelo. My wife's going to have some surgery the week before, and I'll be out that week. And then also return visits to the doctor that Friday after. So I will not be in San Angelo, so I'll miss you, but wish you all the best. And any way I can help you, let me know. Thank you.
All right,
thanks. Thank you, Joel, and we will miss you and Lion Merle, and we'll raise a glass of water, shall we say, for.
Make it more than water. I may need more.
We'll make a visit to the library. Okay, we'll do that. Also, as we go around this, I would like to. I'm going to ask a couple of folks to kind of give us a little bit of information. I'm gonna first go to two people that are on my team. I'm going to go to my vice area leader, Past District Governor Terry Harkey, and ask if she has any information she'd like to pass on.
Well, very exciting to hear what's happening in MD2, that's for sure. But I really don't, except for yay, Texas. I'm a natural born Texan, so I'm with you. But other than that, you go.
Thanks, Terry. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm going to then go to Past District Governor Larkin Smith, who serves on my team as the Area 1A GMA champion. So, Past District Governor Larkin.
Thank you, Chris. I just want to let you know how exciting it was to go to the USA Canada Leadership Forum in Reno. Registration is open for the one fixing to take place in Louisville. So get online. Let me encourage you to do that. There was a tremendous amount of information that was passed out, that we discussed, people that we met. So let me encourage each and every one of you to start thinking about joining the USA Leadership in Louisville next year, September 5 through 7. We have already got quite a few members from MD2 that have registered, that have paid, and that are excited to go. Please promote this among your clubs. It is a great place to learn so much. Chris, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Larkin. I appreciate it very much. Now I'm going to kind of move on to some folks we have here from MD2 GAT, and I'm going to start with past Council Chair Scott, who serves as the Global Membership Approach Team Coordinator for MD2. So, PCC Scott.
Well, Chris, thank you. Good meeting tonight. Just want to remind the governors and vice governors, second vice governors, that it's real easy to get caught in the weeds. There's a lot of demands placed on your time. And Chris, you said the word early on tonight is focus. And I just want to encourage each one of them to continue to focus on membership. It's the most important thing they're going to do during their time as governor. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that and appreciate your words to the group. I also would like to call on our global extension team coordinator and Ronnie. If I have this if I have it, you're east of I-35. Is that how it's? Am I understanding that right?
I'm east. I've got 8 districts is the way they split it.
Right. So I'm going to ask you to report on your side and give a talk.
Okay, so I'm actually in Cedar Park up by Austin this weekend. Tomorrow they will put in the application for the new Burnett Club. We have 23 signed, and we're having an organizational meeting tomorrow. That's one. I talked to the governor in S5, and I got permission to go put a club in Normandy. So I'm going to work with her on putting one over there. And next week I get a week off. And then the next week I am going to Diana up in X2 to put in a club. And we should have that one finished. It takes a week for me to put in a club. So we'll have a club there and have it submitted by the end of that week. Just finished helping T1. I believe his application's in.
Yeah.
He's just waiting on approval now. And I walked him through it. So he should get approval tomorrow. And that one will be finished.
I got to tell you, you guys are rocking, man.
Hey, I'm here to help any governor that needs help. I may be on one side of the 35, but I don't care. And I did give a suggestion to Corpus in that area. I did some research and found a town that is actually right for a Lions Club. So just waiting on the district GET to let me know if the governor said it's okay. And that's it for right now. The one thing I would ask is, I know when governors are looking for places, there's one of the things you should be looking at is festivals in your area, especially ethnic festivals. It doesn't cost a lot to put a booth up and get the names. If you can get one key person, you can start just about any kind of club. But we're short on that in Texas. We really don't have a lot of ethnic clubs, especially in our Houston area and our Dallas and San Antonio. I mean, we have Hispanic, but we don't have Asian. An Asian festival is getting ready to take place in Dallas. I think it's this week or next week. And then same for Houston. They have a Nigerian festival this week.
Good. Ronnie, do you think that, I mean, you kind of have your finger on a pulse of some of these festivals that are going on. Do you think that maybe between you and Jerry that you might be able to put a little advance notice out or where you know about these are going to take place to those governors in those areas? And while we can't say you need to do this, we can certainly say, hey, you know, there's an opportunity if they know a little bit in advance. I'm certainly behind the 8 ball on that stuff. You know more than I do on that. So,
well, I did some research in my area, and I actually notified the governors or their team in advance, so they could maybe get something set up because, you know, we're very strong in Nigeria. So having a booth out there, and then the Asian festival that's in Dallas actually encompasses 6 different countries, and it's one of the biggest in the state of Texas.
Wow.
And I let their first vice district governor know at the forum about it.
Okay.
So, but all I did was go online and look at San Antonio and ask what festivals were coming up. And it actually gives you the details.
Okay. That is that right there is a good little piece of information that I would imagine that, well, I won't say that everybody on this call didn't think about, but I can tell you one old Texan that didn't think about it, and that's me. And I would have never thought to go and say, okay, tell me that is a great tip. That's what these calls are for. Those good tips like that. Thank you, Ronnie.
You're welcome.
And by the way, do you think I'm overstating it when I say that I think we can make 32 or 33 clubs this year?
I'm counting on 32.
There you go. I like that.
If you
That's why.
want a plus in Texas, it typically takes 32 clubs to have a plus in the state of Texas.
Yep. Well, I know that Scott was able to do it during his year. We didn't have that many, but they focused very, very hard on membership growth. If we can have that laser focus on both sides, we can have the laser focus on new club development and have that laser focus on membership growth at the same time. I think we'll meet that 1,060 that these governors say that they're going to make. So between the two of you, you both of you got a pretty good challenge ahead of you, but you're also rocking on that challenge right now. So keep that good work up. So I appreciate it. Does anybody have a question before we finish our call up this evening?
Can I say something?
Yes, go right ahead, Vinod. Yes, please.
Yeah. I'm the MD2 GMA champion.
I'm sorry, Vinod. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's fine. No problem. No, you don't need to apologize. No. So I think so far we have seen a very good first quarter. I'm very excited about it. We have seen a good membership growth. We're almost 300 members in the first quarter, plus 300. So that's a pretty good number. And of course, we are shooting for over 1,000, I think. That's a pretty tall order, but hopefully at this rate, we may reach that. You never know, especially coming from last year's minus 690. So that's a big jump and a very tall order. But I'm really hopeful that we should be able to keep that up. The other thing I'm excited is about the clubs. We have 9 clubs in just first quarter. And our goal is to have 23 clubs. And so that's a pretty good, in 3 months. So we should be able to reach that goal. Hopefully, from what I'm hearing from different governors, I think we should be able to reach that goal of at least 23 clubs. One thing I'm concerned about, we're talking of 9 clubs and all that. That's good, fine and good. But at the same time, we have lost 8 clubs. So we got to pay attention to keeping the clubs. We can't drop clubs. So we already plus 1 club. We'll look at it that way. So we need to make sure that we don't drop that many clubs. So that's my concern really regarding the clubs. We are doing well in getting new clubs, but we have to really pay attention to the clubs that are dropping. So that's my suggestion for that. And we are trying hard also to get, as a GMA, to get to the club level that we've been talking about. So we have simplified the process. Hopefully, I've given to all the champions that we have, and also in our district, zone chairs and all. So I think it's working. I don't know exactly in other districts how it is going, but we are trying, to reach out to the clubs. We still have some issues. We still have 3 districts that don't have a GMA champion. We have P3, X3, and A3. We don't have champions there. Approached them several times, and
I thought X3 put a champion in place.
No, X3. X3.
X3. I know X is an X-ray.
Yeah, X3. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Randy put one in already. I thought they had one.
As far as I know, I don't have.
Yes, sir, we do. Patrick Upmore.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, I think I do. Yeah. Okay, so we have 2 still then, T3 and A3. Yeah, A3 also does not have. So we are working towards that, and hopefully, we will get them. We are running out of time, so I'm trying to cover them up. What else? We have, yeah, of course, we have simplified the process for the clubs to make sure they don't spend a whole lot of time, so they can embrace the GMA process. So the forms that we have that are made to simplify club level. So if each one of those club presidents, we have passed it on to zone chairs, and hopefully they've gone to the club presidents, and it shouldn't take more than an hour or two to set up the goals, find out where your club is, the strengths and weaknesses, then move forward with it. So we have taken several steps in that regard. I also had a workshop. Several of new champions were having issues filling out the dashboards. So we had a workshop on that. I had given a kind of a manual how to do that. It has been given to everybody else. I hope everybody has good understanding of what the dashboard is all about and why we are doing this. So we're doing our best to reach out to all the clubs through our champions. Okay,
Well,
that's all.
Thank you, Vinod. Again, I apologize. I should not have missed you, and I apologize for that profusely.
No, that's fine. That's good.
I would tell you, Texas does lead the way in a number of things that we do. Vinod, your little how-to guide on the dashboard has been shared with, and every district governor and council chair and the other 4 MDs within our GAT have that as well. So they have an understanding of how to use the dashboard and why it is important to use. You'd think, well, we have insights in that dashboard, but it doesn't tell us what our dashboard tells us, which is the information that we need. District Governor or past District Governor Vinod brought up a very good point about status quo. Governors, if you and vice governors, take this back to your governors. If you get a report on a monthly basis that is called the Governor's Recap Report. That recap report is going to tell you when a club is, you can get a real good picture of when a club's starting to get in trouble from that report. While I don't hold a ton of credence in its validity all the time, if you see a club on there that is starting to get that is at 30 days, they're starting to get in that problem where it could be a problem, or they're at 60 days where it could be a problem. Go into my LCI, take a look at their invoices and see if that is in fact, are they in trouble? That recap doesn't always have the most up to date, but it is a great way for you to have an idea or an understanding of what those clubs might be getting in trouble with. You can get that information pretty quick. We need to really pay close attention to that. We also need to pay close attention right now and filter this down to your clubs to pay very close attention to those members who may be getting a little bit behind in dues. We're now at the beginning of the second quarter. So all of us build differently. We all have to do different things. Some do it on a yearly, some do it on a semi-annual, some do it monthly, some do it quarterly. So however it's being done, but if we have some Lions that are starting to get in some issues, there might be some they might have some personal things going on. Find out now what can we do to help them, rather than just waiting until the very last minute and say, well, damn, we got to drop you. And we didn't find out what the reasons were. Maybe it's just a short-term issue with them, whatever it might be, but start doing that now because we really need to try to minimize those losses as we come in to the end of December as we move into the third quarter. And finally, for all of you who are going to be in San Angelo, there will be There's going to be a new club development workshop that is going to be put on. That new club development workshop is going to be done, is going to be facilitated by past council chair Jody Burmeister. I think that you'll get more out of her facilitating that class and by providing the information than most anywhere. Not to take away anything from Ronnie, or not to take away anything from Joel or from Scott. Not saying that. Jody's she's LSIP trained, and she's been doing facilitation in her personal life or private life for years. So I'm just talking about the way she will deliver the class. But it's going to take place over a couple of days while we're in San Angelo, the 10th and the 11th. So it is truly a true workshop. So for those of you who are going to be there, it's my understanding, I think that is how Council Chair Ryan it really would like to see is going to move that, is doing that. We're going to have a talk about Mission 1.5 from PID Pat Bennett, who is the Constitutional Area 1 leader. We'll give that will be our main topic of discussion at the Council of Governors meeting, and then instead of having different breakout sessions, there'll be the one, and that will be for new club development. So bring your governors, bring your GETs, and bring and ask your GETs if they have any team members that they'd like to have trained. So be, the more the merrier, and I think would be a very good time. Vinod, if you could reach out to your GMA champions to find out from them by district what how they're doing in getting the GMA process down to the club level. It's a big goal that needs to be met by the end of this calendar year, and we need to kind of know where we are and where we need to focus. So if you could do that, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, sure.
Again, congratulations, MD2. You have done just a fantastic job this year. I'm very proud of the work that you've accomplished already. Keep pushing forward. Again, stay focused on where you're going and what you're doing. I know you're going to achieve great things, and I appreciate it. And before I sign off, does anybody have any questions at all? Anything they'd like to share with the group before we end our meeting this evening? Yes, Past District Governor Terry.
You're gonna take our picture.
Oh yes, you're gonna take I'll take our picture. So if everybody would please, we're gonna have to take my glasses off so I don't do anything silly. Everybody give a good smile. One more, let's do it one more time. There we go. Now we got everybody's picture, so now we're good to go. I appreciate it, and thank you everyone for a great meeting. I thought it went very, very well. I look forward to seeing everybody in San Angelo next month. So be safe, be careful, and if there's anything that you need, any help that you might need from your global action team, please do not hesitate to reach out to me or any one of the team members, because we're here to help you. Okay, we're here to help you. All right. So thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Good night now. Thanks.